Hi Flosstube, I'm Sarah, Cross Stitch Sarah here on YouTube and over on Instagram. Welcome to my channel, which is a channel all about cross stitch. This is Flosstube number 4 and today is the 12th of May 2024. Hi everyone, so I'm back to do a short update. That it's not going to be a very long video because I only filmed number 3 a couple of weeks ago, but I was doing a giveaway, so I thought give it a couple of weeks, then I'm going to pop back on. And as I said in episode 3, if you watched it, but for those who didn't, I'm going to try and start filming my floss tubes at the beginning of the month to kind of do the previous month as a sort of wrap up. So I'll come back on at the beginning of June and do a May wrap up, which again will be slightly shorter because I'm going to show you half of May now, but generally then moving forward each month will hopefully be a bit of a kind of recap on what I've done from the previous month. So that's the plan. So we'll see how it goes. So I have got a few things. I have got a finish. I have got some whips, a new start, a little bit of haul, and then I'll do the giveaway announcement at the end. So let's start. Oh, I have got a thank you as well. I'm sure there's others that I haven't written down. So if you've shouted me out on your Flosstube or on Instagram or wherever it might be, then I don't mention you, then I do apologise. And if anybody does watch anybody's Flosstube and hear that they shout me out, do let me know, because there will be people that I miss or that are perhaps new to me that I haven't watched before, and therefore I won't be able to, I won't know that they've shouted me out to say thank you. But Crow Stitcher Andy shouted me out recently on her video, not the most recent video, I think it was probably the one before, or maybe even the one before that. So that was really nice. She said I'd got really nice things to show, so thank you Andy, that was great. So let's go finishes now. This is where my technological skills are going to come into play, although I am distinctly lacking in that area. However, I will try, I might have to ask advice from seasoned Flosstubers before I do it, to put a picture in, because I finished the secret stitch that I was doing, which was actually some stitching for my son and now daughter-in-law for their wedding. So it was a piece that I'd got on Etsy. No, actually I think they've got their own website, and of course I didn't write down what they're called. It might be Magic Art Stitch, something like that. Again, using my skills, if I can find them somewhere, I'll pop it across the bottom to say what the store was. But the chart was called Always, and it had the Deathly Hallows triangle in it and the word Always, which I stitched in an anchor variegated thread, and then I added Morgan and Bethany's names and date of their wedding, which was not this last Friday, the Friday before, the 3rd of May. So yeah, so hopefully you'll have seen a nice picture of that, because obviously I've given it to them. So I did give it to them unframed, un-FFO'd if you like, because Bethany and I will be going to retreats together at some point during the year where Atelier, I'll link her below, Lisa, Atelier Frames will be, and she does the most fantastic framing service. She's got so many different frames, mounts, you can choose all sorts of different things. You can have stuff posted, you can go and pick it up from her, you can pick it up at retreats. Brilliant service, and yeah, fantastic skills that she's got in her framing skills. So I said to Bethany, I've given it to you unfinished, as it were, so that then when we go to retreat she can bring it along and she can decide what frame she and Morgan would like it to be framed in, and then I'll pay for that accordingly. So yeah, so hopefully you've seen a picture of that. I have had one new start this month, so if you follow me on Instagram you will have seen it. It's the new cotton and twine box, the April design, which is this Be Creative, which is just such a lovely springy, summery, just, yeah, the colours are lovely. And it's actually a design by Little Dove Designs, and I did get a start on that. I'm actually hosting a stitch along for that, a Sal, Be Creative Sal, hashtag Be Creative Sal, and there's a few people that are stitching along with me, so that's really nice. There's a few people that have already finished and said they would have joined, but they've finished now because they couldn't put it down because it's such a fun stitch. So this is my progress. So I'm quite pleased with that. So this is on the fabric that was supplied. You can now choose whether you'd prefer Aida or linen. So I chose the linen, and it's a 32 count Zweigart linen, and I think I asked them and they said it was platinum, but it looks pretty much like platinum. I use quite a lot of platinum, so if you've watched me before, you'll know that. And the colours are DMC. So yeah, quite a good start, I think, but quite pretty. But that'll take a little bit of a backseat now because, as you'll see in the plans section, I have got my whip go to do later today and then the next couple of days. So then the only whips that I've worked on since the last time I saw you, which is only a couple of weeks, and I have had probably 6 or 7 days of no stitching at all, simply because obviously we had the wedding, so we had to travel on the Thursday, didn't do any stitching then. The Friday was the wedding, Saturday, Sunday. Then we've been very busy this past week. We have a rental property that we were getting ready for a brand new tenant to go in on Friday. So we needed to do quite a lot of bits and bobs in there. Nothing major, but you know, all those little things that mount up. So we've had a very busy week. So there's been a couple of days this week that I haven't stitched either. But I have worked on briefly La Finestra del Tempo, the Windows of Time. So I'm currently stitching on May, which is this one. So the idea was that Rosie X Stitches and I started these last November with a view to doing one a month so that it was ready for the next month, but this one didn't quite make it ready for the beginning of May because here we are in the middle and it's not finished. So this is where I'm at with it, and this is on, so I got 32 count Murano even weave in light taupe with all the called for DMC. And the others, if you've watched my Flosstube before, you'll have seen I've done January to April, and I have made odd little changes in them if I haven't liked a particular motif, or the position of a particular motif I might have changed. So I haven't changed anything in this one so far. I'll let you know as we go along if I do. So that's that. And then the second and only other whip I've worked on is the Deadly Aquarium. So this is a Sal by Lola Crow. And so far we've just got the frame there. And then we will get a creature. I think it might be every 2 weeks, something like that. And I've got in my head, and I should have checked before and I forgot, that it might be tomorrow that we get the first creature. But I'm not ready for that. I'm behind. And this is the only bit of the frame that I've done so far. There's quite a lot of stitching in it actually. So this is on, so I got 32 count Murano even weave in vintage teal marl, oh, I can't remember. Vintage teal something. I'll pop it on the screen, and if I don't manage to do that, it will be in the description box below. But it's quite a nice fabric. I thought it was a little bit sort of watery for the aquarium, so that's why I picked that. So they're the only two whips that you've seen before in my general whips, as it were. So next I've got some plans, some haul, a little bit about the wedding, and then the giveaway. So let's just show you my whip go, which I'm starting today. So my whip go goals are to work on whichever project is called for 1 weekend day and 2 evenings, whether that be a Sunday and then Monday, Tuesday, or a Thursday, Friday and a Saturday. And the weekend day will generally be more stitching than the week evening, but it just depends what we're doing, to be honest. So the numbers that were called for May were 13, which is the free square, so you can leave that as just free, or you can put a project in there if you wish. I did put a project in there, but I am not going to be stitching it because I'm just not going to get time to fit it all in really this month. So the two main numbers were 19 and 5, and my 19 was Words to Live By, Love, which is by Beth Twist of Heartstring Samplery. So it looks like that, or will do, although mine is going to be a little bit different. So you can't see this again. I'll try and put a picture in of the whole thing because I've popped it in the Q-snap ready to work on it today. But basically I am doing all the main words in the called for, I think it's Kohl, K-O-H-L or K-O-H-O-L thread, the grey colour, which is a week's dye works. And then I've chosen to stitch every single word, the word love, every time it appears. And in between some of the words it had got like one little stitch, and I've made that 3, so it's a little bit heart shaped, again in the red. And I've chosen Weeks Dye Works Candy Apple for that. and it is on the called for fabric, which I also didn't write down. I'm not very prepared today. So I will either pop it on the screen or in the description box below. But I am really enjoying it. So it's good to get this one back out and hopefully get a bit more progress on it this month. And then whip go number 5 for me is Nessie Mitchell 1929, which is a chart by Mama Loves UGB, who is on YouTube, Instagram, Etsy. And this was a chart I think she did for her, might be her grandmother or somebody in her family who is Nessie Mitchell. So I've changed mine slightly. I've already stitched this once, and in the one I did before, I took out this row of vowels and I only put in 1 crown at each end, and in the middle I put my maternal grandmother's name and year of birth. And then this one that I'm stitching, that I'll show you in a minute, I am doing the same, but in this middle part I'm going to put my paternal grandmother's name and date that she was born. So I'm doing it all on the same fabric, which is 36 count. So I got platinum platinum linen. This is where I am with this one. So the next bit for me will be the lowercase alphabet underneath here, and then it will be onto my grandmother's name. So I've sort of charted it out myself on graph paper to be able to make sure I can fit it in and how much space I'm going to have each end, because there's more letters in one name than the other and that kind of thing. So but it worked really well last time, so hopefully there'll be sort of matching companion pieces, as it were, when this one's done to go with the other one. So that's the plan. And that's using Classic Colourworks Black Coffee thread, and that's 1 strand on that one because it's 36 count. I'm just doing the 1 strand over 2. So the only other plans that I have for this month are next weekend I'm going to be going away with some of the girls from the Floss Friends UK retreat or group on Facebook. So Sammy, who is one of the organisers, Little Loop Stitching, her and a few others, we just sort of got messaging, and we had a weekend away in September in Oswestry, just on the edge of Wales. We went to visit Nimble Thimble shop and Create Nostalgia, and we had a lovely time just kind of shopping, stitching, chatting, putting the wheels to right, all that kind of thing. So we decided to go back to the same place. The house was lovely, the area was lovely. It's literally a 10-minute drive to Create Nostalgia, so it is just perfect. So we're all going away, not all the same people, but some of the same people and some new faces to me next weekend, so Friday to Monday. So we'll be there doing some more shopping and some more stitching and some more chatting, so I'm really looking forward to that. Other than that, I haven't got any other major plans. I'm sure there'll be maybe another new start or two. You know, I can't really contain myself most of the time, so there'll probably be starts at the weekend. To be fair, I have got a few things in a bag already down there that I've got kitted up ready. Just might need to buy an odd thread or two when we're at Create Nostalgia, but I might start those. So yeah, so I'll let you know how that all goes. Then let's see, got a little bit of haul. Let's go in this box here. I think I got this before the last video and forgot to show you. So Charlie Feathers, who I'll link below, Instagram and Flosstube, showed this book and then did a flip through of the whole book, so to show all the charts in it. And there was a couple of other books that she showed as well, but this one I had my eye on and did have it saved in a wish list, I think on Amazon. But it's always a little bit difficult to know whether you're going to like everything. So when you look at the cover, you go, oh, I really like that winter scene, and oh, that's a nice one with the little cottage and so on. But then you think, well, am I going to buy it and just do that one, or is there going to be anything else I like? But so watching her flip through, which was great, convinced me, and I went on and I bought it. So this is Let's Travel by Doreen Jones, and it's got quite a lot of projects in it. Does it say how many? No. But it has got a lot it's got sort of all the pictures and then all the charts kind of separately, which is quite nice. So that's some of the projects that you can see there. There's sort of landscapes, there's cityscapes, there's beach scenes. It's quite a wide variety, to be honest, and it is a lovely little book. So yeah, I'm pleased to have got that. And more recently I got this on a Facebook D-Stash page. It's a vintage booklet by Eva Rosenstand called Flowers and Berries, and I just really liked this design on the front. But there are also, see if I can show you any other pictures in here, there are also some other designs. So there's a few there, and I really like some of the roses and the pictures, these ones here, these little flowers, and even this one, it's just, they're really pretty. And also something else. Oh, these ones with there, you can do like little, they've done like little name place cards if you were having a party or wedding, or yeah, some really beautiful little floral designs in there, so I'm glad to get that. And then I got from eBay this old magazine, New Stitches magazine, Mary Hickmott. She does have an Etsy shop, so you can buy some of her charts direct from her in her Etsy shop. Lots of different, there's a really wide variety of different ones, so sort of, you know, designs that might be suitable for children with little rows of cars and diggers and stuff, up to landscapes, to butterflies, to little cottages. But I bought this magazine simply for this picture on the front, really. And it was a little bit poignant because it came, and then a couple of days later the farm where our workshop is, where we work, unfortunately lost a ewe who was pregnant with 3 lambs, which was, and yeah, so that was pretty sad. So I did think I might kit this up maybe at the weekend and get it started a bit sooner than perhaps I'd planned. There was another design in here that actually I really liked once it arrived. This sort of circular floral design on this dark green fabric, really pretty. And then also along with that chart there is also a separate chart for, it says, a smaller sort of version there. So yeah, so a couple of designs at least in this magazine that I like. And then more recently, yesterday, was it yesterday I think, I thought my subscription to Cross Stitcher magazine had ended, but apparently not, because this arrived in the post yesterday. So this is the latest Cross Stitcher magazine, and it came with Summer Project Bag Kit Harbour Holidays. Now this is the first part, and then what will happen is you get the second part in the next magazine, which continues the design down here, which ends up being a water scene with boats and so on, and then it gives you backing fabric and instructions of how to make it into a small project bag. Let me show you that. I think there's a picture inside here. It's tiny though. Okay. There's the tiniest little picture there. Hopefully you'll be able to just get an idea of what it's going to be like. I don't know whether I'll stitch it or not. I do really like it, but as you know, I've got lots of projects already. So yeah, so that was that. That I think is it. No more haul. That was all my progress really this, well, over the last couple of weeks. It's only been a couple of weeks, and like I say, for the majority of a week of that I haven't stitched anything anyway. Busy times. So the wedding was fantastic. For those of you that may be watching me for the first time, my son got married on the 3rd of May to the lovely Bethany. They got married at Warwick Castle, and they had a mild nod to Harry Potter. They're huge Harry Potter fans. Morgan's also a Star Wars fan. They're you know, they're just Disney and gaming in general, and films and so on. So for example, the bridesmaids carried broomsticks with flowers in rather than just a bunch of flowers. The 4 bridesmaids all wore dresses in the 4 house colours. The 4 men, so Bethany's Bethany's dad, the father of the bride, my husband, Morgan's dad, the best man and Morgan himself all wore 4 different colour waistcoats in the house colours with the Harry Potter logos on. So it was, you know, there was a nod to it. It was there, but it wasn't sort of witches and wizards and so on. It was a fairly small wedding, really, I guess. But absolutely perfect in every way except the weather. But, you know, we'll gloss over that. But other than that, it was just, yeah, just beautiful. The speeches were fantastic. It was a really, really lovely day. It did rain all day, which meant they couldn't really have any, well, they had a few outdoor photos because they also had the birds of prey flights. So you could, the guys came with some birds of prey, some owls and some eagles and bits and pieces. And we did get to hold them and fly them, but it wasn't quite as good as it should have been. Some of them were spooked by the umbrellas that were being held above people while they were doing it and so on. But it was good. So yeah, but other than that, there wasn't many outdoor photos. But Warwick Castle is such a beautiful setting inside as well as out. So I don't think they lost out on really lovely photos. Again, if my skills allow, there'll be some photos here while I'm talking. But yeah, absolutely great. And then they flew off on Monday to Florida, to Disney and Universal, and they've been having a fantastic time doing all sorts of fun stuff. We chatted to them yesterday on a video call, which was really nice. They were at the Kennedy Space Centre. So yeah, absolutely just loving life, loving their holiday. So yeah, all good. I have put photos on my Instagram. If you follow me there, you'll be able to see some there. We haven't got any or many of the professional ones back yet. It'll be a few more weeks before we get those. And I didn't really take any because they sort of said, you know, if everybody's got their phone in front of their face taking pictures, it makes the professional photographers' pictures look a bit rubbish. And also you're missing it, you know. And I was the mother of the groom, and I didn't want to miss anything. I didn't want to not hear anything or not see something. So I barely took a photo, to be honest. So there's hardly any that I took. So I've got a few, yeah, and you can see them over there. And like I say, if I can work it out, there'll be a few here. You never know. So that, I think, is it, apart from to announce the winner of my giveaway. So because I'd reached 500 subscribers by the last video, it's 600 and something now, which is great. Thank you so much if you do subscribe. If you're watching this for the first time and you haven't subscribed and you like what you see, you know, do consider subscribing. Give me a like, comment if you wish. If you want to message me, I'm on Instagram. There'll be my email below in the description box as well if you want to email. Been great if you can get in touch. So I had a little giveaway for my 500 subscribers, and I did a random comment picker thing this morning. And again, I'm going to try and put the screenshot of the person who won here. And what you were entering for was this project bag that I made myself with the mermaid fabric on, and then inside it's got sort of corresponding alphabet letters in the same sort of colorways. And then very kindly, the lovely Lucy Heaton Designs donated this perfect mermaid chart, which goes with the bag so well. I got in touch with her and asked her if I bought the PDF, would it be okay with her if I printed it off and gave the paper printout as a giveaway to one of my followers, one of my subscribers. And she said if I was only going to do it the once, she would kindly donate it. So that was very, very kind of her. So I'll link her website below. She's got some lovely patterns. I've stitched a few of hers, so do go over and check out Lucy Heaton's designs. Also, I included a pair of beautiful pink scissors and a little cover for the tip to protect your stitching in the bag, and an aught tin with a screw lid. These are really good for like when you go to retreats and things like that, or if you were stitching on the train or a bus, because you can just pop your aughts in, screw the lid on, they're not going everywhere. But if you're like me and you keep your aughts, then you don't lose them. And a handful of my floss drops with a little pink ring. So the winner of that is Crafty Kid 4775. So Crafty Kid 4775. If you can get in touch with me either by the email, which is in the description box below, or you can message me on Instagram and send me your address wherever you are, and I'll get that out to you. So well done to you. Okay, that's it. So I'll be back in a couple of weeks, at the beginning-ish of June, and I'll do a little bit of a recap of May, which will only be half of May, so it'll be another short one. And then, like I said, moving forward, I'll do them at the beginning of the month, so we'll have a whole month of progress, whips, any finishes and so on, to show you. So hopefully you're all well, and for now, happy stitching. Bye guys.